Yo, what's everyone, and welcome back for another video. It's again a Saturday. That means we have another dungeon walkthrough, and that means another dungeon guide. This is actually going to be the last classic dungeon guide in my series. I have now done 100 runs of every single classic dungeon. Go check out the videos if there's any of the dungeons that you're wondering about or interested in. So for this one here, it's the last one on the list, and I am now on a horde character because this one here is Ragefire Chasm, and this is obviously, for those who know, located inside of Orgrimmar, which means it's a little bit difficult for an alliance player to go do it. I mean, I guess it's possible, because if you can fly in and get inside the instance, I mean, you're safe and you can run it. But once you dream walk out, I'm a druid, so I'll dream walk out and you dream walk in, and you will actually spawn just outside outside of here in a graveyard, and you will actually be attacked by the guards and even players if there's anyone around. But if you manage to get mounted up with your flight form, you can actually fly down back here and then do it again. So it is possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. So therefore, for all those hordes players out there, this one's, I guess, more for you. But I have also done Shadowfang Keep. That is not the run. Stormwind's Decade, I'm sorry, and that is obviously located inside the Stormwind. So both of them is more suited for a certain faction. But nonetheless, I have done 100 runs of Ragefire Chasm here. So I'm gonna run it as always, and gonna show the loot that I've received at the very end. And you'll all probably be very disappointed, because this dungeon is actually really bad. It's kind of like Stormwind's Decade, and this one is not that great either. So for this dungeon, I'm using my monk. I don't have a druid that is in a suitable level to do this efficiently, at least. And obviously I do not have a speed set on any of my horde characters, because I only play alliance. So I'm doing it on my monk because it has the Sen pilgrimage, which means I can, at the end of the dungeon, I can port out and I can reset the dungeon. I can vendor whatever I want to, and then I can use it again. And like the alliance, as I mentioned at the beginning, the horde players will also be spawning inside of Orgrimmar in a, well, at a graveyard basically. So you can then just mount up and fly back in. So that's why I'm doing it on a monk. Otherwise you'll have to run all the way back out, which will obviously take more time. However, I don't think you're going to need any of this information, because you're most likely not going to do this dungeon. And it's because it's quite bad. It's really bad. Yeah, there's not much to it. There's not a lot of mobs. It's a short dungeon though. It takes like 3 minutes to run. On a character that has no speed set whatsoever. I have my bear tar on, and I have my torpedo, which is the only thing that I use for movement speed. But it takes about 3 minutes. You can probably even do it in 2 if you want to do it really fast on a speed character. But the mobs, as you can see, I'm almost finished here. I got this pack and that pack over there, and then I have a final boss. So there's not a lot of mobs, and I have not received a single piece of loot that I could use in the whole run. Yeah, it's just not good. There's a lot more better dungeons out there, and this one here is, I think it's actually gonna be the worst dungeon I have ever done 100 runs of. And I have almost now finished 100 runs of every single classic dungeon, TBZ dungeon, and Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, and this is the worst so far. So yeah, this was the last boss. Now we're just gonna go out, gonna vendor, and we're gonna show the loot, and we're gonna make a really quick video, because I don't really have much to say about this place. Yeah, I mean, I can already say it now, just don't do this dungeon, because you will be wasting your time like a lot. You'll be wasting your time. So I mount up here. I'm gonna vendor, and as you can see, these are the items that I'm left with. We're not even gonna bother keeping that one. I have like what, 20 items, a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Nah, well, about 20 items. We got some stones here, which is obviously just materials. You can keep them, you can save them for crafting, whatever you want to do with those. You can obviously also sell them. They have a good sell rate, so they sell fast. We got a few recipes here, nothing interesting. Red woolen boots, we got red linen vest, and we got elixir of minor agility. Like good sell rates on them, 0.03, 0.03, and 0.03. So that will sell pretty fast, but obviously there's not a lot of gold there, 200 gold ish a piece. Then we have two types of shield. We have the Nomad Buckler of the Quick Blade. Obviously, of the Quick Blade is just something most items called. Nomad Buckler is what you should pay attention to. We have this again, and another shield, 500 gold. I mean, for this dungeon, 500 gold is decent, but for most of the dungeon, you would probably even not keep these. Then we have the Burnt Leather Vest, which is 0.03 sell rate, which is pretty decent. 850 gold. So these will also, as I said, sell pretty fast. So there's a little bit of gold for these, but again, if that's the only thing you're getting, you're not making a lot of gold. We got a simple rope here, which is only 110, but ropes usually do really well. We got Warrior's Pants, which is 1.6 on my server, on this server I'm playing on here at the moment. Then we have a Mark, an offhand, which is 1.2. We have another offhand, which is only 104, but 0.02 sell rate. We have a offhand staff-ish. Well, it looks like a staff, but it's an offhand. So it's not a staff, it's an offhand, which is 3.6 at the moment. And then the best item we got is the Juryman's Rope here, which is quite nice. It's good for, like, it's quite nice looking for, like, role playing. I've seen a lot of people wear it, at least. And it's almost 3k on this server here, and it's 0.02 sell rate. So that was basically everything that I'm left with. And as you can probably tell, it's not going to jump up to a lot of gold. So let's use this macro real quick. And let's be very disappointed with the very low result of 13,610 gold. Which is not even what I have in my bag. And I only have 20k in my bag. So, just a quick reminder, don't do this dungeon. It's not worth it. I have done it now. Horrible results. Yeah, well, just don't do it. I mean, just don't go in there. If you want to waste your time, fine, go in there, do whatever you want. I should not stop you. But if you want to make gold, do not go in there. It's not worth it. So, the last of the classic dungeon, we finished it off with quite a boring dungeon. It's very big disappointment. But go check out the other classic dungeons I've done, because they are way better, or there's some way better ones among them. And yeah, leave this video a downvote, because I have spent so many hours farming 100 runs of this horrible place, and I get nothing out of it. So leave a downvote on this video. Let's see how many downvotes we can get. That could be fun. Comment something horrible as well, like laugh at me for wasting my time in this dungeon, and then go check out some of the other videos, because I'll appreciate that. And subscribe as well, so you don't miss out on future content. Obviously, Dragonflight is on its way. There's been a release date put on it, so I will be checking that out a little bit more, and probably making some videos about those, or like farms in Dragonflight, or how to make gold in Dragonflight. So yeah, you can subscribe and then stay tuned for that. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. So take care, have a wonderful weekend, and goodbye.